So many people in the past year have been saying that we are in an AI bubble and that the stock market is heavily overvalued due to this extreme enthusiasm in unproven AI technology. And while many of the indicators for a so-called AI bubble are kind of under the hood, so to speak, I believe today's news is more telling of the fact that we might very well be in an AI bubble. There was a shoe company this morning, Allbirds, or should I say former shoe company, that announced today that they will no longer be selling shoes. They're no longer a shoe company, no apparel at all. They've sold off that part of the business and its assets. And now they'll be rebranding themselves into New Bird AI and offering cloud computing capacity and AI services. And that's all they said. They didn't provide any insight into how they're actually going to offer these services, what type of moves that they have made, so to speak, in order to be able to offer said services. They just woke up this morning and said, hey, we're done selling shoes. We're all AI. All in on AI now. That's it. 180. Here we go. AI. And you'd think without any actual guidance from the company that people, investors in particular, might see that and be a little bit skeptical. But no, the share price today rose nearly 600%. And again, this is offering no insight into what this company is actually going to do to be able to start offering AI services. They just said, all right, no longer a shoe company, we're an AI company, and we're to the moon now with this stock. Absolutely no justification for such a heavy increase in valuation other than saying, hey, we're an AI company now. And this is very similar to another situation almost 10 years ago now in 2017 when the beverage company Long Island Iced Tea Corp said, okay, we're no longer selling drinks. We are going straight into blockchain technology, because back then cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, it was kind of in the early stages, a lot of over enthusiasm. And that company's share price shot way up and then absolutely tanked within less than 12 months. Now, I've seen some comparisons online, people saying, hey, this is kind of like pets.com during the dot-com bubble. I don't really agree with that 100%. I mean, it is a little fishy like that, but pets.com was really pushing themselves, really over-marketing themselves, spending money that they didn't have on Super Bowl ads. And it wasn't like pets.com just woke up one morning and decided to completely 180 flip and pivot from their original business plan to something entirely different. I mean, they were trying to sell pet products. That all being said, it is very concerning that just, again, no justification whatsoever from a business perspective. We have no idea what the costs are going to be for Allbirds, or should I say New Bird AI, what the operating costs are, what it's going to take for them to be able to actually offer said AI services, how functional those services will be, how they'll fare against other competitors. At this point, it's strictly driven by speculation, in my opinion, and I think we are quite honestly going to see a lot of bag holders from this. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think AI is very impressive technology as it is. And I think it's around to stay for the long term, just like websites like the internet was during the dot-com bubble. Obviously, the internet still exists. But clearly, there were some companies that were heavily overvalued with what they had. They were not profitable at this time. And I think we're going to see something like that again at some point. Again, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional investor. I'm just some guy on the internet rambling and sharing some news with you, which, by the way, if you are interested in reading more about Allbirds and their business transition, I'll leave a news article link in the comments down below as well as the description. Let me know in the comment section if you agree and click one of these videos on your screen now for some more commentary.